Hello, Crusaders. I'm Carl Shalarkin.
And I'm Zanaya Banks.
Welcome to the Red and Gold Show, your home for all your Crusader news. Red and Gold Week will be held the week we return from Christmas break. Here are the dress-out days. Student Council is also sponsoring an Ugly Christmas Sweater Day on Wednesday. There's no charge for this dress-out day. You may wear any appropriate Christmas sweater, shirt, or tie along with your uniform pants. Let's show some Christmas spirit and bust out the ugliest apparel we can find. Now here's Jimmy Klinger with all your sports news.
Hey Crusaders, I'm Jimmy Klinger. Let's get going with all your sports news. On Saturday, there's a varsity co-ed swim meet at Eastern Hancock at 9 a.m. There's also a wrestling meet at Tri-West at 8:30 a.m. Then there's a varsity and JV girls basketball at Ritter with JV at noon and varsity at 1:30. Varsity boys basketball has a home game against Covenant Christian with JV at 6 and varsity at 7:30. You know what goes with basketball? Cheerleading. But is cheerleading a sport, or do they just cheer on the actual sports teams? Lauren Kavanaugh and Callie Burgess asked people that question in this week's Crusader poll.
Cheerleading is not a sport because there's no athleticism in it.
Yes, because it's hard. It's hard, and you can get hurt a lot if someone lands on your face.
Cheerleading is not a sport because they don't do anything. They cheer on the sideline.
I do believe that some forms of cheerleading would be considered a sport. I think when you do all your stunts and your competitions, I think you have to be very athletic, you have to practice, you have to work as a team. So I think that part is definitely a sport. So I do believe cheerleading is a sport.
No, all they do is sit there and just cheer on the sidelines.
No, all cheerleaders really do is just stand there on the sidelines.
I believe certain types of cheerleading can be a sport. If you're on the sidelines, I don't think that's much of one. But if you're doing competitive cheer, I believe that is a sport.
Well, there you have it, Crusaders. Many of you don't think cheerleading is a sport. Even if it's not a sport, it is an important activity here at Scecina. With that in mind, reporters Desiree Carney, Evan McCarmichael, and Mary Grace Cummins give us a look at the winter cheerleaders.
This is Jayla Henderson, the cheer captain for Scecina. So, how do you like cheerleading?
I like cheerleading a lot because I kind of revolve my life around it, whether it's just coming to help with practice or actually practicing. I feel like it's a major role in my life, and I plan to continue my cheer life after high school.
What are your responsibilities as a cheer captain?
My responsibilities as a cheer captain are to mainly just take leadership and make sure we stay on track and practice and just make sure the team's having a good time, and when stuff does get out of hand, it's kind of up to me and the 3 other captains to make sure everything gets back on track and gets better.
How long have you been cheerleading?
I've been cheering for several years. I started at the beginning of middle school, and I've been cheering ever since.
Okay. What are your responsibilities as a captain?
I was basically the team big sister. If they ever had a problem, they would come to me, and I would help them if they needed help with chants or part of the routine, or if they just had a general problem.
How does it feel being on varsity as a freshman?
It feels good. It gives me opportunities to make friends with older girls, seniors. Shout out to my cheer sister, Audrey Vantwood. And yeah. Good.
This is Jimmy Klinger signing off.
The deadline for turning in a driver's education application was today. With that in mind, reporters Samantha Barnett and Megan Fine give us a look at what it's like to take a driver's ed class.
Mr. Hurley is the driver's ed teacher here at Scecina. He has been teaching the students how to drive for a long time. He seems to like what he does. He tells us a story about one of his experiences.
Oh, I've got plenty of those. I guess one of the silliest actually came from my niece when we were following a car, and she asked me how the car in front of us got those red lights to come on every once in a while, not realizing every time you touch the brakes, the brake lights come on. So she is now in her 30s and has children of her own.
Mr. Hurley tells us how long you need to attend driver's ed.
State mandates 30 hours of classroom. So we do the classroom during the winter months, and we have 10 classes at 3 hours apiece. And then they mandate 6 hours of driving, or 6 hours in the car. We try to do that within a week or two, so they're driving every day so that they get some consistency and become more comfortable in driving.
Do you enjoy teaching driver's ed?
I do. It just kind of sounds strange, but it's kind of relaxing to drive a couple hours during the summer.
Mr. Hurley's advice for new learners.
Actually, just to take your time and not be distracted and put your phones away.
Here are some students telling us about their experiences going through driver's ed with Mr. Hurley.
All right, make sure you pay attention, listen to Coach Keen, and good luck whipping.
What are your feelings about driver's ed?
They're chill. What I did to prepare was study my book and to focus on the road.
That's all for today, Crusaders.
Have a great weekend.